We go to Keystone and they Basin there at Breckenridge, and they take me to the top of the mountain. They tell me to come down, and I'm like, well, how? How do you get down there? Those people are like ants. And so I started out for down there, and I didn't get very far, and my bindings locked, and they wouldn't release, and then my knees started caving in, and I stripped every ligament I had in the right knee loose except for the ACL. I didn't have one left attached to the bone or to itself or to each other. They were all ripped loose, and it felt like when everyone would snap like that, like a stick of celery, you could hear it, and it felt like you poured gasoline in there and ignited it. Then another one would snap, and it felt like gasoline in the fire, and snap, snap, snap. And then when the last one snapped, my knee slammed into the snow and ice, and then I was really stuck on that mountain. It wasn't long until the ski patrol rescued me, got me down, wanted to care flight me to Denver. I said, no, 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 because you don't know the test they did on me, but that was a story. So anyway, I spend the week there. They finish skiing, we fly back. Dr. John A. Richards in Fort Worth, the complete reconstruction in December 31st. That June they went back in. Same scar, opened it up. So that year of coaching from December till school was out in June was horrible. I was on crutches. We were at the state meet. We had some kids that made it, and I was riding piggyback on the head coach's back. Now, I know that's not very kosher, and I shudder thinking if my mother knew that happened, what would go on, but I literally could not walk. I could not walk. And so I spent a long time in therapy. I took 6 years out of teaching, went back, got my master's, did some subbing, then got hired on here in Monroe Wells. So that's when everything like that started. And you know, I was on lots of medications, lots of inflammation, lots of discomfort, blah, blah, blah. Well, speed up and get to the 90s. That was 79 and 80. Get to the 90s, and I have 5 scopes on my knees. 3 on the right one and 2 on the left one. And I had only stretched the left knee. I had not snapped those. So it was, you know, slowly doing something. This one was aggressively doing something called wearing out. So in the 90s, I had those, and then come to the 2000s, and in the 2000s, in 6, 10, and 12, they said, let's do some replacements. I'm going, yeah, hi. I love that. Let's saw my knee apart and cut the bone out, and, you know, then go take those tools and build a house. So they did, 6, 10, and 12. It's been 2.5 years since the last one. 2 replacements here, 1 here. And in the midst of all that, I was getting older. I went from 25 to 61 now, and I'm like, how did that happen? And so then you start getting all these health issues, and so I had reflux. I don't know if I can say that word. Can I say that word? I had reflux. I did have it, and I was on. I can't say this. I can't tell you I was on 900 milligrams of pills a day for it, but if you ask me sometime, I'll tell you. So that was out of control. I'd been in and out of ER, in and out of pain clinics, and they were going to put that nice little hockey puck that had the 3 narcotics right under the skin, and they'd go in with a needle and refill it every few months. That would dispense into my body 24 hours a day, and I'd be drugged. So at that point, I went home, crawled up in the bed, and I said, God, they've done all they can do. Because I've just skipped over a bunch, but trust me, I was in hospitals, in ERs, in pain clinics, blah, 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 under treatment, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, they've done all they can, and of all the things, I grabbed the phone book. Now, desperate people do dumb things, so just, you go home and laugh at yourself tonight. I grabbed the phone book there on my nightstand, I got up in my bed. It was a queen size then, but now that I do Thrive, I need a king size to hold all my Thrive people. They lay beside me at night, right there where that other person would be, and I touch them all night long, and I say, thank you, God. And so I was up in that bed, had that phone book, I was bawling, and I said, God, they've done all they can, and I've done all I can do. I need you to help me. 3 years before Thrive was even invented, I tell people, God does listen. God does answer. But there's more to the equation than just you. There's a lot of people, a lot of things God's working. So I was pretty desperate. Well, time goes on. I had a business, started a restaurant. When I was a little kid, Mom worked at a restaurant. Cool. One of my goals was to own a restaurant someday. Oh, don't ever do that. And so we started wanting cool, and And then I got a lot of health issues from that because that is constant stress. So I was teaching full-time and pastoring full-time and had the restaurant and the RV park and the gift shop full-time. And then I said, oh, let's show alpacas. One of my students went to an alpaca farm over the summer and said, look, Miss McDonald. I said, oh, let's pull it up on the computer. Oh, isn't it wonderful? I said, hey, I like those little things. You know, I had horses. When my knees got so bad, I sold the quarter horses and finally the minis and just didn't do that anymore because they were like extreme. You know, I was making cocktails. I was on prescription drugs. I was buying over-the-counter drugs. I'd make my little cocktails and down them about 3 times a day. And so then I ended up with a messed up liver. You don't want to mess that thing up. You got to have that thing, right? So, you know, I'm in a shape. Got all the businesses, all the jobs. And then June the 7th. June the 6th. 6/6 of 06, I had my knee replaced. And 6/6 of 07, our piano player in church was 44 years old in 4 days. 18-wheeler came from the side and hit her vehicle as she was coming home from teaching in Fort Worth and killed her. And so I go identify the body, and at that point, I died. I died. You could have called me Lazarus, you could have called me anybody, and it would have been appropriate. I died. I was supposed to be in that vehicle that day. I made a decision. I said, no, I need to stay and be at the restaurant and get some stuff done. I made a decision. God knows why. I made a decision then to not be there. Because normally I would have gone, been at the mall, and picked her up, we'd had lunch and blah, 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 just had a fun day. And I felt kind of guilty because if you've never been to in-service, you don't know what punishment that is. So I said, you're going to be at in-service, I'll be shopping. No, that's not fair. That one decision, she said, should I go to this in-service or should I not? Everybody at the restaurant said, oh, no, you know you need to go. And I said, don't go if you don't want to go. You're going to leave this place tonight. You're going to either decide to do this product or not. And I'm not trying to put a guilt trip on you, but I'm telling you, we don't realize how important our decisions are. I made one decision that day, and I'm standing here tonight. When I identified that body and I went in the shop and I died, that was it for living for me. I was through. I didn't ever intend to feel anything again. I wasn't going to love again or hate again or enjoy again or dislike again or have anything I liked. I was through. I was over. I was done. That was it. I was checking out. And if I got to go home eventually, okay. But if not, you know, I was in this shell. I was through. And 13, 14, 14. She showed up on a Wednesday night. You want to know where I'm at Sunday morning and Sunday night, Wednesday night, you come to that little church in Florida to find me. Be a rare occasion that I'm not there. One, because God meets there when I show up. Because He said 2 or 3 are gathered, He's there. 2, it was on a Wednesday night, this woman came in. And we hadn't had church on that Wednesday night. That choice, again, was a game changer. Not to be in that car that day was a game changer. That night to be in church and she stopped was a game changer. Drive didn't start then, but some hope started then. She lost my number, and that's what friends do. So I don't know. I looked her up, I think, eventually through the ISD. I think that's what I did.
Facebook.
I don't know. I think I found where you were, though, first before that ISD. So anyway, the long and short of this story is, I wouldn't take the product. Remember, I'd sit in the bed, cry and pray, God. And He sends the person by, and I'm like, get out of my face. He sends the boat by, and I'm like, get out of my face. Sends the helicopter by, I'm like, get out of my face. I'm telling you, your decision tonight, what you're going to do tonight with what you hear, yes or no, it's going to change your direction. Either way you decide. Eventually, I felt guilty. That's the reason I started driving. I felt guilty. This woman. Oh, my, all of you. I felt guilty. Thank you. You're welcome. And it makes you love people, too. I like to dance, and I can't dance. I want to go to Plasma and grab those big old black boys and say, let's dance. I know you can dance. I can't dance. You just love people. So, Eventually, I felt guilty. Took the 2-day sample. 2 hours. I felt air. If my legs weren't so ugly and fat and probably hairy, I'd show you my scar. I felt air. Yours are supposed to be hairy. Mine are not supposed to be. Now, if I were in France, I could show you my armpits too. But quit getting me confused. So I didn't know what that was, because remember, it was in '79 that I had the accident. And you know, I mean, I had the drain tubes. It was a massive thing in the hospital. It was just massive. I had not been without discomfort in these knees since then. Then I had all of this, had migraine, had headaches. You didn't hear that word, headaches, since I was a teen. The kind that sends you to ER, the kind that you get shots of prescriptions for, nothing stops it. The kind that you show up at work with your sunglasses on. Not one. Does that resonate? Anybody here have those things at all? Stress, sinus? Anybody? No medical claims, just telling you my story. Don't get in trouble when I get out of here, but I'm just telling you my story. Okay? So the deal is this. Head to toe. None of these, not one. In 11 months, I'll however long I've been on it. No more of this. I keep one of these right here. Take 0 medication. This, where they want to do surgery, but I won't let them because I've had so many knee surgeries and I know what rehab is like. One of these right here. Not any issues. Takes the inflammation. So underneath my clothes, you would see 2 of these big things on my back. Bad rotator cuffs. Could not move my shoulders like this. Grab myself at night. Fling myself forward. Lay myself on my side and scream. From the pain. I take you head to toe, but until this is your story, it's not going to have the impact that any one of us have said tonight. The choice is yours, the decision is yours. On behalf of Judy, she's going to come and wrap this up. I want to thank you for your time. It's your most valuable asset. I want to thank Cynthia for getting me from Austin and coming.